So hello, what's up? I hope all of you are doing great. Now welcome to the revision of PSU audit. The PSU audit, as you all understand, public's money is involved. Public's hard-earned money is involved, so it is very important to check whether these public sector undertakings are using our money well or not. So for that, an audit is required. Sir, who is going to do this audit? A constitutional authority, that is a CNAG, along with the Indian Audit and Accounts Department. Together, both of them are called the Supreme Audit Institution. Got it, sir. Then we discuss some articles of constitution. These are for MCQ purpose. First of all, who is going to appoint the CNAG? It will be the President of India. Okay, sir. Can the CNAG be removed like this only? The answer is no. Only on the grounds of proven misbehavior or incapacity. Otherwise, you cannot remove the CNAG. Now talking about the duties. Talking about the duties, powers and conditions of service. Do we have an act for it? Yes. For the CNAG's duties, we have an act, CNAG. DPCS Act. Say with me. DPCS Act 1971. DPCS means duties, powers, conditions of service. Okay? This defines the functions and powers of CNAG. Now, sir, talking about the format of accounts. In which format are the accounts of central government and state government presented? That will be prescribed by the president. Now, president will take the advice of CNAG for the same. Again, MCQ can be framed around it. Now, talking about the audit report. Every audit report of CNAG, if it is for the state, it will be submitted to the you can say governor of the state and will be kept in the state legislative assembly. If it is for the center, it will be submitted to the president and will be read out in the parliament. That means the parliament assembly. Okay, sir. Now talking about the CNAG, till when he can continue? Till the age of 65 years or for a term of 6 years, whichever is earlier. 65 years or 6 years, whichever is earlier. So in case the CNAG was appointed at 63 years, so he can continue for 6 years, that is 69 years, or for the age of 65 years, whichever is lower. So the right answer will be 65 years. Now, sir, let's start with the questions which can be asked for 4 or 5 marks. First question of the day. What are the organizations which are subject to CNAG audit? So सबसे पहले talk about the age-old organization, age-old departments and offices, railway department, postal department, and telecom department. These departments and offices are subject to CNAG audit. Then you talk about the new organization, that is the commercial, non-commercial. Say with me. Commercial and non-commercial. In case of commercial enterprises, we are basically talking about the government companies. Companies owned and controlled by the state and central government. Okay, sir. Then talk about the non-commercial. Autonomous bodies. Autonomous means they can take their own decisions. Okay? Non-commercial autonomous bodies which are again owned and controlled by the union and state. Example, Delhi University. Then you talk about any other entity, any other authority or body that is substantially financed by the revenues of center or state. Again, the money is of union and state government, then also they will be required to get a CNAG audit done. So these are the 4 departments and offices. That is the railway, post office, telecom. Come on. Railway, postal, telecom. Once more. Railway, postal, telecom. Then talk about commercial, non-commercial, and at the end you talk about what? Any other entity which is substantially financed by union or state revenue. Now, sir, we discussed about 3 committees. First of all, let's understand the flow. Whenever a CNAG audit report is issued, okay, whenever a CNAG audit report is issued, it is checked by whom? Sir, it is checked by the 3 committees. These 3 committees make a report of what are the issues faced by the entity and what are the recommendation on those issues. Now, when they know the issues, when they know the recommendation, they give a report. They give a report to the parliament and state legislature. Now, under the parliament and state legislatures are the departments and ministries who are required to take action. Who are required to take the actions on this recommendation. So they take the action and inform the committees. Based on the action, the committees make the action taken report and again give it to the parliament and state legislature. So you just need to understand this process. That's it. So now talking about these 3 committees, let's cover them in detail. This is one topic which ICAI can ask for 4 or 5 marks. First point is Public Accounts Committee. In this Public Accounts Committee, you need to take the feel of the account department. Sir, what will be the account department focusing on? Examining the accounts. Examining the accounts of which bodies? Both autonomous as well as semi-autonomous bodies, just like the washing machine at your home, automatic and semi-automatic. So examine the statement of accounts of both autonomous and semi-autonomous bodies audited by CNAG. Now the accounts department is also concerned about your expenses, whether these expenses are legal, whether they are authorized. Come on, whether they are legal, whether they are authorized, that means the monies that are disbursed legally for whatever purpose they have been applied for. Second, the expenditure have been authorized, and after the expenditure, whatever money is left, that is distributed as dividend. That is the distribution of funds. We call it reappropriation has been made in accordance with the provision made. Once more, reappropriation has been made in accordance with the provision made. Last time, reappropriation has been made in accordance with the provision made. Now talking about the estimates committee, sir, this is the one committee which gives you a reality check. Sir, what type of reality check? So government makes a number of policies. In those policies, they make a number of promises that these improvements we will make. This is the efficiency we will achieve. These are the economies we will achieve. So it will give you a reality check and report what are the economies, what are the improvements, good things. What are the economies, what are the improvements, what are the efficiencies consistent with the policy underlying the estimates may be affected. That means whether they can all be brought into effect or not. If not, they will suggest an alternate policy. Got it, sir? Then comes the third point, that for this policy, let's say it is an infra policy. So you need an amount, you need money. So it will check whether the money is well laid out within the limit. Now, sir, to get the money, you need to go to the parliament. So it will suggest the format in which the estimates need to be submitted to the parliament. That's all about it. Now let's talk about the last committee, that is COPU. COPU is the cute committee. Sir, what it will do? It is just like PAC only. Like PAC examine the accounts, it also examine the account. But PAC examine the accounts of government departments and offices. But here the COPU will examine the accounts of PSUs. That is the public undertaking. So it will examine the reports and accounts of PSUs. On those accounts, the audit report of CNAG, it will examine that also. Through this audit report, it will get to know whatever autonomy and efficiency of PSU. It will examine the autonomy and efficiency of PSU, whether the business is conducted as per SBP and PCP. Sir, SBP and PCP means sound business principle, prudent commercial practices. That means, are they using the public's money properly or not? So 3 points: examine the accounts. On those accounts, the CNAG report. And third, may check through the CNAG report, are they functioning properly? That means as per the SBP and PCP, sound business principles and prudent commercial practices. And the last point is your favorite point, any other activity. Any other activity of the above two committees, that is PAC and estimate committee, that may be allotted by the speaker from time to time. Now comes the next question, that is CNAG's role. CNAG's role as a friend, philosopher and guide to the committees. So as you already know, it is the CNAG's audit report. It is the CNAG's report which forms the basis of the working of the committees. Through this report only they analyze the issue, they give the recommendation. Yes or no? Yes, sir. So his report, his bole to CNAG. CNAG's report forms the basis of committees working, plus they are not precluded from checking anything else. They can check other issues also. Second thing, when these departments and ministries, they talk about their action, they talk about that they have taken the action, they submit it through the notes. Who checks whether these notes are correct or not? Sir, it is again checked by CNAG. So CNAG scrutinizes the notes submitted by the ministry whether they are correct or not. So these 2 points, CNAG's report form their basis of working, CNAG scrutinizes the notes. Third point is, you already know, this is the process. You just need to write about this process in English, that the committee submit a report mentioning the issues and recommendation to the parliament and state legislature, which are just like parents. Now their children, that is the departments and ministries, have to take action on this recommendation. They need to submit a report mentioning the action to the committees. Then the committees give the action taken report to the parents, that is the parliament and state legislature. P for parents, P for parliament. You got the point or not? Yes, sir. This is what which is written in English. And last may they say, if in any case a student's report could not be discussed in detail, you should obtain the written answers from those departments and ministries so that they don't feel their report was taken lightly. So if any audit report could not be discussed in detail, what is the smart way? Take written answers from those department and ministries, connect with them so that they don't feel that their report was taken lightly by the government. Then we discussed objective and scope. You just need to read through these points. Okay. Main point that you need to remember is, financial audits are always attestation engagement when you give your opinion. But when it comes to performance and compliance audit, this you are directly reporting to the management. So these are direct reporting engagement. Principles, again, you just need to read through it. Then we discussed about the role of CNAG. Role of CNAG in the audit is appointment of auditor, then acting as the SS Rajamouli. That means giving the direction. After giving the direction, you can also get a supplementary audit done, and at the end, it's all about the test audit. So appointment of auditor under 139.5, 139.7. Okay, sir. Then you talk about the direction that CNAG can direct how the auditor will act. So auditor in his report will mention the direction, action, and the impact of that action on the accounts and financial. Then if the director is not satisfied, he will say take two. Take two means that is the supplementary audit 143.6. Sir says 6, Sir says supplementary audit, and 6 for 60 days. So 6A talks about supplementary audit which will be conducted within 60 days from the date of audit report. Again, 6B. This supplement or comment by the CNAG, it will be sent to every person who is entitled to receive the audited financial. Plus, it will be placed before the AGM in the same timer, same manner. Say with me, same timer, same manner as the audit report. And last, may you talk about test audit 143.7. What is test audit? Say we don't know, but we know where the provisions are written. Sir, it is section 19A. Section 19A of your favorite act, CNAG DPCS Act 1971. What is a government company in which 51% or more of the paid up share capital is held by central government, one or more state governments, or collectively by the center and the state? Plus, a subsidiary of a government company is also called a government company. Sir, then we discussed about performance audit. Performance audit, you just need to read the definition. And sir, what is performance audit? It is triple E. Triple E means efficiency, economy, efficiency, effectiveness. Economy means what is the eco mode? Eco mode means you are saving the energy, you are saving the power, you are basically saving the money of electricity. So economy means minimizing the cost for a given quantity and quality of output. What is efficiency? Input output ratio. Minimum input for a given quantity and quality of output. Got it, sir? Minimum input, maximum output, or you can say minimum input for a given quantity and quality of output. Now, what will you check in the efficiency? Don't go to the efficient utilization directly. Don't check the utilization directly before you need to procure the resources. So there should be sound procurement of the resources. Then the resources should be protected and maintained. Protect and maintain the resources. Then you utilize the resources. Which resources? 3 resources: physical, human, financial. Come on, physical, human, financial. So 3 points interconnected. Procure the resources, secure them, maintain them, protect them, maintain them, then efficiently utilize the 3 resources. Last 2 points are general. That means the program should be maintained efficiently. Okay? Program should be managed efficiently, and there should be efficient operating procedures. Last, may you talk about effectiveness. Effectiveness means whether the target has been achieved or not, whether the objectives have been achieved or not. If yes, then you need to consider the difference or the relation between your intention and actual impact, intended impact and actual impact. For example, let's talk about Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. In Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, the target was Clean India, Green India. So before seeing whether the results are achieved or not, again you need to see whether you had proper resources or not. So the objective or the target and the means provided, the resources provided, be it legal or financial, they should be consistent with the policy. They should be suitable, consistent with the policy. Now, when you have the resources, see whether the results have been achieved. If yes, if the results have been achieved, you need to establish with evidence. You need to prove that the results that have been achieved, the impact that has been achieved, it is due to the policy or is it due to the other causes. So 3 points are connected, sir. What? Objectives and means should be consistent. When the means are available, see whether the objective has been achieved or not, results have been achieved or not. If the results are achieved, establish with evidence, prove with evidence that whatever Clean India you have got, it is because of the policy or is it due through the other causes. Last points are again general, sir. What? Assess the effectiveness of program. If it is ineffective, suggest the ways to improve the effectiveness. Clear? Clear, sir. Then we discussed the case study of ICI. Sir, case study was about Minimum Wages Act. In case of Minimum Wages Act, first of all, understand the contracts, understand the workers on whom this act is applicable. Now, for whom this act is applicable, see their standard of living. Has their standard of living improved? Since it is a performance audit, you check the 3 E's: economy, efficiency, effectiveness. Come on, economy, efficiency, effectiveness. So these are the 3 general points you need to consider. What was the first point? Sir, we need to understand on whom it is applicable. Now, whatever person it is applicable, has their standard of living improved? Then check the 3 E's, and last 2 points were Sir, fourth point was special. You need to check some coordination. Coordination between the labor departments, and in case there is some lacuna. Lacuna means a gap. You need to fill it. You need to suggest how you can strengthen the law. Then we started with our favorite topic, that is the planning of performance audit. Each part gives you 5 marks. First of all, understanding the entity or program. How do you understand the entity or program? Say through documents. 3 types of documents, sir. It could be the document of the entity, policy or legislation. Sir, how do you remember these 3 points? I call it poly document. Say with me, poly document. Poly means policy document, P for policy, P for planning commission. So you can check the documents of planning commission. Planning commission is a part of Ministry of Finance, so planning commission, Ministry of Finance, etc. Done. Then you talk about L for legislative documents. That means if you are checking the performance of a legislation or law, you need to study the legislation itself. Whenever a legislation is introduced, there is a debate in the parliament. Law is good, law is bad. Law is good, law is bad. Oh, bad, bad, bad. Good, good, good. So go through these parliamentary questions and debates. Then sir, again when the law is introduced, there will be discussion of committees. So check the report of all the 3 committees, PAC, COPU and Estimate Committee. And Parliament has member of Parliament. So see the letters of member of Parliament. Got it? Got it, sir. Then come the third document, documents of the entity. For any entity you want to understand, you can go through their website. On the website, you find the annual report. Below the annual report, there is an internal audit report. So 2 reports, website, and you can talk about the articles of association. Like that is the documents on the administration and functions of the entity. Got it, sir? These 3 documents you discussed. And what could be the other area, sir? Other way could be whenever a law is introduced, who goes on fire? Media. This law is good, this law is bad. So media coverage, you also consider both print media as well as electronic media. Then after the media, you can consider your past audits, or you can consider academic or special research. Then we discussed about the criteria. What does the criteria means? Has the work been done properly? So when you have to see work has been done properly, it should be done as per the procedure manual. I threw the procedure manual. Okay? So you need to see the procedure manual. What are the other names of procedure manual? PSD. PSD means procedures, policies, standards, guidelines, direction. PSDG. Policies, standards, direction, guidelines. Say with me, policy, standards, guideline, direction, whatever you want, you can remember these 3 points. Okay, sir. Now these policies can be of your same entity or some other entity. Okay, sir. Now to understand the policy, you need a help of an expert. This expert, you can call it from IIT or IIM. That means you can use scientific knowledge, or you can use the management literature and research paper. All these are what? These are the sources of audit criteria. Just remember the 5 points. Done, 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 done. Then we discussed about the methods and means. Sir, what is the method? Analysis of data. You just need to do the analysis of data. What was the special analysis we discussed? PQR analysis. Analysis of procedures, quantitative analysis, analysis of results. Procedures were what? Analyzing the procedure manual, whether the standards and guidelines are proper or not. Analysis of quantitative analysis was what? Financial statement analysis. Analyze the financial, see the turnover, see the profits, and in case it was a program, see the beneficiaries, whether people have been benefited from the program or not. Then analysis of results was nothing but a efficiency analysis. That is the input output analysis that we discussed here. Got it, sir? Then analysis of what? Data. How do you get the data? You use the existing data, or you collect the data using the survey. So talk about existing data, survey data, or after this you can talk about a case study. Okay, sir. And last 4 points I give you for homework. So just read from ICS study material. That's it. So thanks a lot for attending today's session. You people are amazing. Just stay like this. And yes, keep a smile on your face, because when you smile, you look the best. Have a great day ahead. Have an awesome day ahead. Make sure whatever we studied today, you revise before attending the next class. And yes, let's catch up in the next class. Have a great day ahead.